Is that it, Marianne?
No, I was just putting you on lives, and so now I'm gonna finish pulling some people in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I made you host exclusively. Would you add me as co-host so I can see? I see attorneys and oh,
Okay, let me see what we've got here. I just created the breakout rooms, and now I'm gonna figure out what's happening. I'm just trying to figure, it's not in alphabetical order, so just give me a second to get through this, please. Thank you. Ma'am, Autumn, can you hear me? Autumn?
Hello.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Autumn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, what is your last name, please?
Similar.
Thank you. Judge, that is, Mr. Zhang is here, and, yeah, okay, thank you.
We just have a consent judge. Record.
this is 212150 LT R&R Properties versus Autumn Zimler and Dale Zimler.
Morning, Your Honor. Steve,
Appearances?
sorry, Steve Zhang on behalf of R&R Properties, B45095.
Ms. Zimler?
Autumn, are you here?
Autumn Zimler? Mr. Zhang, I'm gonna put that one on the side. Another one of your defendants is here. I'm gonna pull them in right now.
Okay.
This is 212151 LT R&R Properties versus Justin Ivancic.
Ivancu.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, Steve Zhang on behalf of R&R Properties, B45095.
State your name again for me, please, sir. Justin,
Yeah, Ivancu.
Thank you. This matter is scheduled this morning for a hearing on a non-payment of rent complaint. The parties appeared previously, but there was no proof of service in the file. The court has now received proof of service. How are we proceeding today?
We need to proceed on the eviction. There's no agreement.
Would it be helpful for the parties to go into a breakout room, or is
No.
settlement not possible?
No, I think Mr. Ivancu has a lot of issues that he thinks he wants to present to the court, including some proof that he thinks he paid the rent. So he's not willing to acknowledge any of the back rent. And I don't think my client doesn't really want to keep him in the park anyhow. So we'd like to move forward.
Sir, your response to that?
My response to that is, yeah, there was an agreement reached. That is true. And as for this non-payment of rent, Stephen Zhang has sent his print off eviction paperwork last year, dated for weekends, one on a Saturday, one on a Sunday. And every one of these little notices had a different reason. And if this truly was for non-payment of rent, Paul Ruiniski, Stephen Zhang's lawyer, would have called me or messaged me how he normally does. This whole matter is over the fact that I had a utility trailer in my yard that was a 5x10 that you could not see from the road, and you can only see it when you came into my yard. Well, Paul wanted me to put that thing in the back lockup, but there's only two people that have keys for it, and one of them was his park manager's son, who already voiced that he wanted to steal it. The only months I have not paid rent is April, May, and June, because my money has been on hold. Yes.
Sir, my question to you is I was asking for your response to there being any possible resolution in this matter. And if there's not, then the parties are requesting a hearing. You're requesting to go forward on the hearing.
Yes, I am, because I'm actually going to counter to Mr. Paul Ruiniski for personal property damage, which I do have the security cam footage to prove, as well as the police reports. Sorry, Zhang forgot to mention that.
Are you ready to present that evidence this morning? Okay, where are the documents that you're referring to?
I called in yesterday to Van Buren Police Department to get the police reports. They told me that there was no one there at that time to print them off because I needed a sergeant to do so. I will be getting them tomorrow. I will be able to send them into the courts. Yes?
Sir, today is the day and time for the hearing. So my question to you is, are you ready to proceed right now?
Yes, I'm ready to proceed right now. Let's go.
But you just said you're not gonna have the documents until tomorrow.
Yeah, that is the case. Unless I can, somehow manage to hand over my hard drive to the courts to my phone for the security camera footage, I can't submit them today.
Okay.
I would have to come in
Is this-
person and submit them.
Okay, sir, let me do this. Let me get through some more of the docket and we'll do the hearing at the end, okay?
Already.
So if you want to just sit tight and mute yourself, we'll get back to you. Recalling 212150 LT R&R versus similar.
Again, Steve,
Yes.
on behalf of R&R Properties. Autumn, are you there?
Yes.
So Judge, we met last week on a.
Wait, I'm sorry. I can hear her, but I can't see her.
I might not get good service because I'm at work right now.
And she's on an iPhone, and I don't think we were able to get a visual on her last week either. But this is Autumn.
Yes, I'm here.
And where's Dale's similar?
Dale is her father, and he's not, he hasn't responded to any of these. He's the named lesser of the property, but Autumn is the one that lives at the trailer.
What are we doing this morning?
We're just, we have a consent judgment. We've agreed to some terms, and we were told we needed to show up in front of you today so that we could put those terms on the record and kind of move forward with a consent judgment.
What are the terms, sir?
So we are going to enter a consent judgment for the rent balance of $1,900 as of June 1st, 2021. She made some aside agreements with the owner of the property to make some payments, as long as she makes her $500 payment tomorrow and she makes her $800 payments every 2 weeks thereafter. She should be able to get it paid off before the 56 days that we have to move on to finalize the eviction. So Autumn, those are the agreements that we talked about last week, correct? Oh, we lost her again. Dang it.
Autumn similar.
Yes, it keeps kicking me on and off.
You got to get to a place where you got better reception than Autumn. Did you hear my terms that we talked about last week?
Yes, I did hear that.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, and I'll be making a payment tomorrow.
Thank you.
So Mr. Zhang, you're submitting a consent judgment that says $1,900 in rent
Correct.
with $500 payable tomorrow and then $800 biweekly?
Correct.
And is that already signed by Ms. Similar?
It is not. So do I need to?
Are there costs listed? Are there court costs listed separate from the 1,900?
Yeah, there are going to be court costs listed separate. So, and I talked to Autumn about this. There's a $110 filing fee and the $75 statutory attorney fee.
And Ms. Similar, that's what you want to agree to?
Yes.
The
So
total.
1,900 in rent, $110 filing fee, $75 attorney fee, $500 due tomorrow, and then $800 due biweekly?
Correct.
And you're going to submit that consent judgment to the court?
Correct. Should I try to arrange something with Autumn to sign the consent judgment before we get it to you, I guess?
That'd be nice.
All right.
And as to Dale Zimler?
We're going to do the same thing on Dale. It'll be a joint judgment.
I'll put a note in the file to expect a consent judgment from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Autumn, you're done. I'll give you a call later.
Sir with the black shirt on, your name, please?
Dennis Can,
Sir with the black polo shirt, your name?
Dennis Can.
Thank you, Mr. Can.
Your Honor, this is Attorney Ian Morton. Mr. Can is here for Country Meadows versus Dennis Can, 2032.
I'm looking for the file, which I know I had at some point. Mary Ann.
Yes, ma'am.
No, not Mary Ann, I'm sorry. Sandy, I know I had that file. I don't have it anymore. Would you check to see if it's in, by mistake, came down with those files with the dismissals, please? Oh, sit tight, Mr. Can.
Yes, I'll check right now.
Thanks.
Judge,
Janelle,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Mary Ann.
I was just gonna tell you there's a match. The last name or the last name is Cragin. And it looks like the
I
attorney.
have it, Judge. I'll bring it right up.
Thanks. I'm sorry, it looks like,
Janelle Cragen is here and it looks like the attorney is also here. It looks like a match.
that's Brandon Carter, okay. This is 211931 LT Huron Estates versus Brandon Carter and Janelle Cragen.
Morning, Your Honor. Robert Visconti on behalf of Huron Estates.
Ms. Cragen, state your name for me, please.
Janelle Cragen.
Thank you. And where's Mr. Carter?
I'm unaware.
Mr. Visconti, how are we proceeding this morning?
So, Your Honor, since the hearing last week, Ms. Cragen has provided my client with the CDC declaration. The notes in the file also indicate that Ms. Cragen was to complete a SARA application. I don't know whether or not that has been completed at this point, but obviously that would have a bearing on how today proceeds. So I'd ask Ms. Cragen to advise us as to the status of her SARA application.
I did complete it, and it was accepted.
Ma'am, you said you did complete it?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Inasmuch as there is a SARA application, this court will put a stay pursuant to 2020-17. I'll make a note in the file. Thank you, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else?
Nothing on this matter, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Cragen, you're all set. Have a good day.
Thank you, too.
Two 212032 LT Country Metals versus Dennis Can.
Your Honor, for the record, Attorney Ian Morton of Palace Law on behalf of Country Meadows.
How are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, I know Mr. Can appeared at the first hearing. I believe he was in the process of getting assistance, but I've not had an opportunity to be able to talk to him again. If the court would let us, we'd like to be put into a breakout room. I think that's the best next step.
Before we do, Mr. Can, have you applied for assistance, financial assistance in this matter?
Yes, I tried with Sarah. I haven't heard anything back.
Have you actually submitted an application?
Yes, I did.
Who did you
They said
submit it to?
Sarah, whatever. They said it could take up to several weeks. It was,
Do you know what
Wayne.
agency?
it was Wayne Metropolitan, I think.
Wayne Metro?
Yes.
Mr. Morton, do you have any reason to doubt that?
No, Your Honor, we have no objection if the courts can implement the stay, and then to allow Mr. Can to be able to explore the options of being able to get the assistance, and then we can make the determination after 45 days.
Mr. Cannon, as much as you've indicated to the court that you filed an application for Sarah funds, the matter will be stayed pursuant to Administrative Order 2020-17.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Can?
No,
You're all set, sir. Have a good day.
you too.
Thank you.
Andrea, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, good morning. What case are you here
Good
for?
It's my mom's because I'm the person that lives in it. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I should have had this out. I
What's her-
apologize.
what's your
Barbara
mother-
Evans.
What's your mother's name?
Barbara Evans.
Thank you.
212177 LT West Village Estates versus Barbara Evans. Appearances.
I'm Andrea
Mr.
Sattler
Visconti?
Peters.
Mr. Visconti?
Yes, Your Honor. Which case was this?
Barbara Evans,
For which property?
West Village.
Your Honor, Dan Landman from our office will be logging in momentarily. He has all of the West Village files. The only other one that I'm handling is Metro Commons versus Roy and Peters.
Okay, ma'am, is Miss Evans available?
My mother was in the room.
Is she on? I don't see anyone else by that name. She's the one that's listed on the summons and complaint.
Correct, she is, and I'm the one that resides in the property. But yeah, she asked me if she in the right spot. It says Judge Lisa
This
Martin's
might, this
personal
might be
reading
her
room.
coming on, ma'am.
Okay,
But in as much as the attorney's not here yet, I'm gonna have you sit tight, okay?
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, there you are. But the attorney's not here, Mom, so they're
Ma'am,
gonna
you can
put
mute
us to the
yourself,
side.
please.
Judge, Miss Russell is
Marianne?
here. Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Russell,
Yes, I'm here.
Mary Ann?
Yes, Judge.
212030 Green Meadows Apartments versus Satira Russell.
Your Honor, for the record, Attorney Ian Morton of Pallets Law on behalf of Green Meadows.
Ms. Russell, state your name, please.
I got a pretrial.
The Tyra Russell.
Your Honor, if I
This
may.
matter is scheduled for hearing on,
Sorry.
This matter is scheduled for hearing on a non-payment of rent complaint. How are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, I believe Ms. Russell has submitted a SEER application, which is the information I received from my client, so we can confirm with that with Ms. Russell. If so, the stay would be put in place.
Ms. Russell, do you have, in fact, have an application outstanding for Sarah funds?
Yes, ma'am. And I will be making a
Who
payment
did you file that
today.
application with?
Well, it was through, I believe, the Department of Human Services. When I went to their website, it directed me to Sarah.
Inasmuch as Mr. Morton has acknowledged that there is in fact an application for Sarah funds, this matter will be stayed pursuant to 2020-17. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Morton?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Russell?
No, ma'am.
You're all set. You can log off. Have a good day.
Judge, Mr. Morgan is here.
Yes, I am.
This is 202183 LT West Village Estates versus Reagan Morgan and Raymond Morgan. Oh, you know, is the attorney here for West Village? Did you say someone else was coming?
Your Honor, Dan Landman is actually going to be logging in momentarily, and he'll be handling the West Village Estates matters and the Metro Commons matter. I'm going to be logging off because I have to be in another court.
Understood.
Thank you.
Mr. Morgan, sit tight. We're waiting for the complex's attorney to show up.
Okay, will do.
Good morning, Ms. Howard, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What case are you here for this morning?
West Village Estates.
And your last name appears as Howard?
Yes, it does. I'm on there with my husband, Frank Howard.
Judge.
I don't see a Howard, ma'am. Is your paperwork have a different last name?
No, my first name is Cynthia with an S. My last name is Howard.
We don't have you on our docket, but someone in the civil department is on the line and they can check for Cynthia Howard and West Village. These matters were scheduled for 9 o'clock. If the attorney is not here in reasonably soon, we're going to have to dispatch with a Mary Ann. I'm not going to keep waiting for an attorney to appear when there are other people here ready to go.
The property manager, her name is Renee Samples.
The property manager cannot represent the party. They need their attorney. So ma'am, we're checking to see, and he's logging on now. Perfect timing. Mary Ann, I don't see any matches.
I don't either.
I see this person in the waiting room.
He does have a case. I could bring him in. He's the only one here.
I'm bringing him in now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm fortunate
Good morning.
to connect.
I'm good. Who is this, please?
Now, yes.
No, sir, you've reached the courtroom. That's okay. Nope. Mr. Lamb, good morning. Mary, I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared.
Judge, I believe the Cynthia Howard case was stayed for Sarah.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Howard, did you hear that?
I heard it was stayed for Sarah, but I don't know who that is.
Yes, ma'am, which means you're not on the docket for today. Did you submit an application for Sarah funds to help you with the back rent?
No, I submitted an application for Wayne Metro and I just talked to the mediator. That's why I was late.
Wayne Metro is the one of the agencies that provides the funding. So because there's indication that you filed for assistance, the matter is stayed, which means that we will not have a hearing in this matter. It's not on the docket for today, which tells me that the stay was already in place.
Okay.
So you can log off this morning.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day. Be well.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Mr. Ketcherside.
All right.
Good morning, sir. This is 212149 LT Jared Ketcherside versus Dory Walthall.
Yeah.
The matter was scheduled for 9 o'clock. Could you state your name for me, please?
Jared Ketcherside.
Mr. Ketcherside, again, this matter was scheduled for 9 o'clock. It's now 9:30 by the court's clock. There is no.
I joined. It was sitting there waiting, and then I joined in the middle of someone else's thing, and I was just like, okay, and then it put me back into a waiting room.
Okay, Mr. Ketcherside, what I was starting to say is that the defendant in this matter, Dory Walthall, has not appeared this morning. The matter is scheduled for 9 o'clock. It's now 9:30. How do you wish to proceed?
I'm here.
Oh, there she is.
The matter is scheduled for hearing. Do the parties need to speak?
Not
Do you need to go in a breakout room and talk?
No, I think we understand
No.
everything that we know.
Do you have a resolution this morning?
Yeah, they say they have plans to be moving out on July 2nd, so I think we're all good on that. We've got all conflicts under resolutions.
This is a non-payment of rent case.
Yes, I just can't talk this morning.
Judge, I believe they were in mediation with Zana from
Yeah.
dispute resolution.
Okay, and the next step is?
So we came up with the resolutions of, we found how much they owed me and one missing check, and we got that under control. And then yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sandy, I'm asking you.
Oh, sorry.
What was the resolution with? That's okay. What was the
I'm sorry,
resolution with
Judge.
Wayne
I'm
Metro?
just reading. I was just reading it, and it says that there is that they appeared last week, that there is a resolution and that we have it, but I don't have it. It's not, and it wasn't attached to any of the emails that I've got. So they do have an agreement, and they just wanted you to work it out, that it was going to be a starting point for your hearing with the judge today, and they can make the agreement official, but I don't have a copy of that. I can get with Zena and see if she can give it to, send it over later, but she's on that. She has her my results now. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Ketcherside, briefly, what was the agreement?
So the agreement was, I have it right here. Give me 1 second. So I have it in our email right here. Oh. Waiting for it to load.
While you're looking for that, Mr. Lamon. I'm sorry, Mr. Ketcherside.
Oh, you're good, Your Honor. the current month to month and will July 2nd, and defendant will vacate at the end of the day on July 2nd. So here's where it is. The defendant will make the best efforts to final rental payment of $232 by June 4th, but no later than June 11th. And then a defendant will.
Mr. Ketcherside, I'm sorry. Are you skipping over stuff?
No, I'm sorry. I'm bad reading habits.
No, that's okay. No. The court just doesn't have a copy of it.
Oh, okay. Do you need me to send it over? I got it on a DocuSign, so.
Okay, and have you and the defendant signed it as of yet, or are you waiting for something to sign it?
I've signed it.
I've also signed it.
Yeah. There's one more that hasn't signed it, and that's about it.
And Judge, I
Okay.
did find a copy of it, so Paige is bringing that up now.
Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. There's just not a copy in the file, so if both of you would just
Gotcha.
mute yourselves, someone's running a copy up and we'll just place it on the record, sign it so we can get the matter resolved, okay? Thank you much. Mr. Lamon, are you ready to proceed?
Hopefully, the technical difficulties are all taken care of, Your Honor. I have been in multiple courts and have had garbling and slow transmission all morning, but we'll keep our fingers crossed.
This is 212183LT West Village Estates versus Reagan Morgan and Raymond Morgan.
For the record, Your Honor, Daniel Landman, P35797 on behalf of the plaintiff.
State your name for me, please, Mr. Morgan.
Raymond Morgan.
And where is Reagan Morgan?
She is not here.
How are we proceeding this morning, Mr. Lamon?
Your Honor, the Morgans have submitted a CDC declaration. I am not aware of any SIRA application. If in fact that is the case, the CDC declaration certainly prevents the enforcement of any judgment, but it does not prevent the judgment from entering. So unless there has been a SIRA application filed on behalf of either or both tenants, we are prepared to proceed to take a judgment today.
Mr. Morgan, there's a notice that was sent to you that indicated that you were to appear in person. Is there a reason why you're not physically here at court?
No, Your Honor. The last court date I had, I got the time wrong. I thought it was at 2 in the evening. So I was actually in the afternoons. I was actually on at 2:15 and I totally missed the time. And then I got the notification. Okay. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I just wanted to find out why you weren't here. That's number one. Number two, have you submitted an application to any agency for financial assistance with the unpaid rent?
I have submitted a SARA application and I have a SARA number as well.
Who did you submit your application to?
Directly to the SARA website.
Sir, in as much as you've indicated to the court that you've submitted an application for SARA assistance, this matter will be stayed. We won't have any additional proceedings for at least 30 days. That gives you time to finish and submit whatever you need to submit to the agency and gives your landlord time to submit whatever it is that they need to submit.
Okay, thank you.
That's okay. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Lamon?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Morgan?
No, do you happen to need, Mr. Lamon, the SARA number that I have, or is that not
If you have
necessary?
it, Mr. Morgan, that would be fantastic.
Yes, I do. Let me know when you're ready.
Fire away.
It's 179697.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Morgan, you have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
This is 212177 LT West Village versus Barbara Evans.
Daniel Landman, Your Honor, for the plaintiff. I saw
I'm here.
daughter. There she is. And Your
Ms.
Honor,
Evans, state your name for the record, please.
Barbara Evans.
Ms. Evans, you received a notice from the court to appear in person today. Is there a reason why you're not here?
I didn't receive a notice. My daughter is,
okay.
She should be on here. She's the one have all my information. Okay. I wasn't aware.
Mr. Lamon, how are you proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, there is a SIRA application. Ms. Evans did forward it to me earlier today. So I believe at this time, the court will probably impose a stay.
Inasmuch as the defendant has provided proof of a SIRA application to the plaintiff, this matter will be stayed. Anything else this morning, Mr. Lamon, in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Evans?
No, ma'am.
We're all set. You may both log off. Have a good day.
Thank you. You do the same.
Thank you. Back on the record in 212149 LT Ketcherside versus Walthall. Court has received a mediation agreement form that indicates that the parties participated in mediation and reached the following agreement: that the current month-to-month tenancy will end on July 2nd, 2021, and defendants will be vacating by the end of the day on July 2nd, 2021. On June 2nd, 2021, defendants provided 30 days notice and plaintiff accepted their notice to vacate the premises by end of day on July 2nd, 2021. Defendants will make best effort to provide final rental payment of $232 to plaintiff by June 4th, 2021, end of day, but no later than June 11, 2021, end of day. The means of the payment shall be cash, money order, check, or any other means mutually agreed to by the parties. Plaintiff will provide a receipt to defendants upon receipt of the final $232 payment. The final rental payment of $232 by defendants will cover occupancy through July 2nd, 2021. Defendants will provide a screenshot or physical copy of the lost money order in the amount of $360 so that plaintiff can work with the United States Post Office to reissue this money order. Defendants will assist the plaintiff in this effort to the extent their help is needed. Defendants agree to refrain from closing the door in a way that might create a loud sound and to contribute in every way to creating a peaceful living environment. Plaintiff agrees to keep dogs away from the defendant's living space, fix the small water issue in the laundry room, and to contribute in every way to creating a peaceful living environment. Is that your agreement, Mr. Ketcherside?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Walthall, is that your agreement as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as for Chelsea Deaton?
She is at work. She took off for the last Zoom call, so she wasn't able to take off again. But she agrees
And
as well.
Did she sign through the DocuSign process?
Yes, she should have.
Okay. The court will accept the mediated agreement between the parties and enter an order that is consistent with that. Anything else, Mr. Ketcherside?
No, Your Honor, we're all set here today.
Anything else, Ms. Walthall?
No, Your Honor.
We're all set. Thank you both very much for your patience this morning. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
You as well.
Oh, Corey Dunn. Mr. Morton. Mr. Dunn was having some kind of communication issue, and I received a note with his number on it. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Good morning. May I speak with Corey Dunn, please? Hold on 1 second. Mr. Dunn, you're on speakerphone in the courtroom. This is 212045 LT Country Metals versus Stephanie Dunn and Corey Dunn.
Yes.
For the record, Your Honor, Attorney Ian Morton of Palace Law on behalf of Country Meadows.
I can't hear him.
Mr. Dunn, where is Stephanie Dunn?
She's at work where I just dropped her off, and that's why I called in. I'm on the side of the road right now. I have a broken ball joint. I'm just sitting here waiting for a ride. That's why I wasn't able to get home to get to my computer to get on Zoom.
Okay. Mr. Morton, how are we to proceed this morning?
Your Honor, look to see if Mr. Dunn is in the process of seeking SARA assistance.
Mr. Dunn, have you submitted a request for financial assistance through the SARA program?
I have everything signed and filled out except for my proof of income, because
Mr. Dunn, who have you made that application with?
the SARA one. I'm applying with the SARA assistant. I can't completely submit it because last week when I spoke to you guys, I'm waiting on my information, my login for my income, because I can't get on there. And my HR department, I did not know she was out. She was out now for a COVID quarantine. I got a hold of
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it appears that the plaintiff's attorney is aware of the SARA application. Correct, Mr. Morton?
Your Honor, yes, if I may, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
Your Honor, based on the fact that he is efforting to be able to submit that and understanding that that's the direction he's going to go, we have no objection if you want to put the stay in place to allow Mr. Dunn the opportunity to be able to seek the assistance. Was it, with him having the understanding that he's get those funds in so my client gets paid? If not, we'll have the matter reset for a formal hearing.
Mr. Dunn, were you able to hear that?
No, not really. It's kind of muffled when he speaks.
Sir,
I hear you clearly, but I can't really hear him.
Mr. Dunn, inasmuch as you are in the process of submitting an application for financial assistance, this matter will be stayed, which means we will not be proceeding this morning. There'll be a 30-day stay in place, okay?
Okay. So 30 days from now, we have another court date, or will I receive some information?
You'll receive a notice from the court if you need to reappear, but if you submit everything that's needed for SARA application, that will be resolved outside of a hearing, okay?
Okay, thank you. And can you tell the gentleman on the other side that I'm appreciative of his understanding and being so cooperative with me?
He can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. And I appreciate all your guys' cooperation and leniency, I guess you'd say. With it's just a busy time, and now I'm on the side of the road. So,
well, good luck to you. Be safe, Mr. Dunn.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I believe that's my last matter, Your Honor. Thank you.
If it is, Mr. Morton, have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Mary Ann?
Yes, Judge.
All I see are attorneys.
Yes, that's correct.
Give me 1 second. I know that Mohammed and Arcos Navar is going to be a hearing. That's this afternoon's trial. Then we have 212166LT MIMG versus Davis.
Yes, Your Honor. John Holmes in this matter.
Oh, you're breaking up, sir. I'm sorry.
I apologize. John Bernkrant for Gateway Townhome, plaintiff landlord in this matter. And I can represent to the court from management that SARA applications have been submitted by both the tenant, Ms. Davis, as well as the management office to Wayne Metro.
Thank you for that representation, sir. And as much as the parties have submitted SARA application, we will put the stay in place. Anything else in that matter?
Nothing else on this matter, Your Honor. I just have one file left.
Would that be the Simmons matter?
That is correct, Your Honor.
212161 LT MIMG versus Charday Simmons.
Again, John Byrne, plaintiff landlord, Gateway Townhomes.
And how are we proceeding in this matter, sir?
Your Honor, if the defendant has failed to appear, we would seek the entry of default judgment for possession only, not money. The amount of rent owing as of today is $2,220. That's $2,220 plus court cost $167. We have not been served with a CDC declaration, and we are unaware of any kind of SARA application.
There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room, last name Simmons. There are no unidentified persons in the court's virtual courtroom. The matter was scheduled for 9 o'clock. It's now 9:49 by the court's clock. Inasmuch as the defendant has failed to appear, default judgment shall enter as indicated on the record by plaintiff's attorney. Plaintiff will submit judgment to the court for entry.
Do so by email promptly.
Anything else, sir?
Nothing else, Your Honor. That should be my last file.
Thank you, sir. It is. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too, Judge.
West Village versus Andre Johnson, 212175 LT.
For the record, Your Honor, Daniel Landman appearing on behalf of West Village.
Mr. Landman, this matter was scheduled for 9 o'clock. It is now 9:50 by the court's clock. There are no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room or in the courtroom. Appears that the defendant has failed to appear. How are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, based upon the defendant's non-appearance, and I believe he also failed to appear at the initial hearing, we would move for the entry of a default judgment for possession only. Based on my client's books and records, the rent to retain is $265.68. There's costs owed of $164.50, resulting in a total possession judgment of $430.18. Your Honor, I am not in possession of a CDC declaration filed by or on behalf of this tenant, and my client property manager, who is on the call this morning, has indicated to me that she is not aware of any SARA application that has been submitted by or on behalf of this tenant.
Inasmuch as the defendant has failed to appear, default judgment shall enter as prayed by plaintiff's attorney on the record this morning. Plaintiff to submit judgment with those terms. Anything else, Mr. Landman?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. 212184 LT West Village versus Deja Johnson.
Once again, Your Honor, Daniel Landman appearing on behalf of the
Mr. Landman, this matter was also scheduled for 9 o'clock. It is now 9:51 by the court's clock. There is no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room, no one by the last name of Johnson in the court's virtual courtroom. Inasmuch as the defendant has failed to appear, how do you wish to proceed this morning?
Your Honor, we would move for the entry of a default judgment for possession. I would indicate to the court that Deja Johnson was present at the first hearing in this matter. At that time, she indicated that she believed that she had applied for SARA funds, but she was not able to provide any type of SARA confirmation number. And we have not received any indication since that date that a SARA application has in fact been submitted. In addition, we're unaware of any CDC declaration that may have been submitted by or on behalf of this tenant. Therefore, based on the tenant's failure to appear, the rent to retain is $1,215.43. Costs are $199. We would move for a default judgment for possession only in the total amount of $1,414.43 with an order of eviction to issue after June 21st if that amount is not paid.
Inasmuch as defendants have failed to appear as scheduled, default judgment shall enter in favor of plaintiff and against defendant as prayed by plaintiff. Plaintiff's attorney shall submit judgment to the court. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Lamon?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. And then there is 211923 LT Metro Commons versus Merlin Roy.
Daniel Landvin, Your Honor, appearing on behalf of Metro Commons.
This is a termination of tenancy hearing that was scheduled for 9 o'clock. It's now 9:54 a.m. by the court's clock. There being defendant having failed to appear, being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room. How do you wish to proceed, sir?
Your Honor, based upon the tenant's non-appearance, we would move for the entry of a default judgment for possession only. This was a termination action based upon the tenant's child assaulting another child in the community. Tenants have failed to appear. This is a termination case. We are asking for an order of eviction to enter on or after June 21st if the tenants have not vacated the premises before then. And there would not be a money judgment or any type of monetary payment. It's simply a possession termination action.
Based on the defendant's failure to appear as scheduled, the court shall enter a judgment consistent with the terms just placed on the record by plaintiff's attorney. Anything else, Mr. Lamon?
Not on this file, Your Honor. I do have one other case that I believe is scheduled for this morning.
And what is that case, sir?
That case is West Village versus Frank Howard III and Cynthia Howard, 211772 LT.
Mr. Lamon, Ms. Howard was already here. Sandy looked it up and there appears to be a stay in place.
Okay, I know there's a CDC declaration. If they applied for CERA relief, that's fine.
Okay. Anything else for you this morning?
No, Your Honor. Thank you for your patience this morning with our technical issues.
No worries, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. We're back on with 212151 LT R&R Properties versus Justin Ivancic.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Mr. Zhang.
I am back. Sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay. Are you ready to proceed with the hearing in this matter?
Yes.
And sir, are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
And Mr. Zhang, your witness?
Paul Ruzanowski is the manager and owner of the property.
Mr. Ruzanowski?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the firm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Sorry, Your Honor. Mr. Ruzanowski, you are the manager and the owner, in fact, of R&R Properties, correct?
Correct.
And you're responsible for making sure that rent is properly documented, received, and otherwise noted on the client, correct?
Correct.
You were the one that in fact filed and served a demand for possession for non-payment of rent along with a an outstanding bill to Justin Ibichu back on.
It's Ivanchu, Stephen Zhang. I've said it 14 times. You know what my name is. You know how to pronounce it.
And you served him with the demand for possession on May 7th, 2021, correct?
Yes, correct.
At that time, he had a balance due of $1,715, correct?
Correct.
As of today's date, there's been an additional late fee of $25, and we're seeking a court fee of $110 for the filing fee and an attorney fee statutory of $75 for a total of $2,285, correct?
Correct.
And since you served him with the notice of possession back on May 7th, 2021, you've received no payments, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, I don't have anything further.
Mr. Ivanchu, do you have any questions for this witness?
Yeah. I actually have a few, and hopefully he's honest on this. Paul, how many times throughout the past, 3 years I was there, that whenever you had an issue with anything, you would call me or text me?
Your Honor, I'm
Okay,
going to
we'll call you.
relevant to the case.
I'm not understanding the question. Where are you going here, Justin?
Every time you've had an issue with me in the past, you have called me or texted me and told me, hey, this needs to be done, and it was fixed, correct?
Or I would knock on your door, correct?
Yeah, but you gave me time to do it. Now, is it also true that this whole matter started after the job that you hired me to do to reseal that roof, and told me that in addition to being paid, I would also be able to have the remainder of the cold seal to seal my roof?
Justin, I don't see what this has to do with non-payment of rent.
All right, I'm going to come right out and just ask it.
You're talking something 3 years ago.
Why? That was last summer, for one.
Okay.
Two,
Okay.
I'll just get right down to it. Why is it that after that falling out on that last job last summer, that's when all this started? It started with a utility trailer, correct?
You had a trailer in your yard that's not permitted, correct?
There was no mention of back rent at that time.
I'm going to object to this line of questioning. It has nothing to do with the non-payment of rent.
Mr. Ivanshu, I was just going to say that we're here about unpaid rent.
They're saying I owe $2,200 as of today, correct?
Yes, Mr. Ivanshu, and you'll have a chance to give testimony on your own behalf if you wish to. But
at $380 a month, that means I would have had to miss every rent payment in the past year for it to assume that would be about 8 months.
You can see where your payments were made.
I do have bank statements leading back all the way to last year, since before it started. The only time.
And Mr. Stop, I'm sorry, stop. Stop, please. And Mr. Ivanshu, that's why I'm saying you'll have an opportunity to give testimony on your own behalf, but do you have questions, specific questions for this witness about the rent?
I do have specific questions for the witness. Why does your manager, Sue, take my rent checks when I pay it? I send you pictures with dates on the envelopes to put in that mail slot. I have been doing that for the past 8 months. Why has my rent checks been being stolen out of that drop box?
In 35 years, we have never had a rent check stolen out of the box. In 35 years.
You also told me that in all the times that Rick was working, he never damaged anybody's property, but I have security camera footage proving that when he plowed the snow, he angled the spout towards it and a piece of ice shattered the windshield.
Mr. Okay, again, Mr. Ivanshu, specific questions about rent. If there's
I am
some things that you want
asking
to testify
specific
about.
questions. I've asked them, why have my rent checks been being stolen? I've asked them, why is this notice the only one where he has mentioned rent to me in the entire time that this fiasco has been going on? That is pertaining to the rent. Your Honor, this man is completely running you through the mud. He is a liar. I have proof of it. I have documentation. You give me another day where I can go to my bank. I will get the proof, bank statements proving that I'm paying that rent, all except for April, May, and June.
You took them all, thank you.
Now, I could not apply for any assistance because I have been incarcerated. So I had no access to a phone or to the internet to be able to put in anything. All knew
Okay,
of this.
so Mr. Ivanshu, let's stop for 1 second. When I called you the first time and you told me you were ready, I thought the parties were ready to proceed, and that's why I recalled.
I am
you,
ready to
sworn the
proceed.
witness and start.
They
Do you
want
have
that
the-
trailer.
you have the
They want that.
documents?
I have not gotten a chance to because my vehicle is completely totaled. I have to rely on my mother to give me a ride. My mother works. They want the trailer for non-payment. They can have it. I just want I just want the money that I had to pay to, I would have had to pay to replace my windshield because of his employees damaging it. I want money for my windshields. They could have the trailer. That's what it is.
Mr. Ivanchu, my question to you is, do you have the documents with you today?
No, I do
show
not
that
have
you
the
paid
documents
rent? Okay,
today.
so my question to you is, if you're not ready to proceed today, how much time do you need to be ready?
Give me a week. Give me a week. I will have everything needed, and I will personally drop off the hard drive to my security cameras to your courts, so they can be reviewed to prove that Paul there is grifter.
Mr. Zhang?
Your Honor, we had this conversation a week ago. He was aware of what he needed to bring. He assured us that he was going to bring proof of payment to the rent for the rent. He hasn't produced any of that. I'd ask that we've been patient long enough. He's known since at least May 7th when he received the demand for possession. And obviously he's aware that he's not paying rent. He's testifying that he hasn't paid since April. We would say it's been longer than that. We would move for a judgment of possession with a money judgment as well as
then
plain for.
April and May.
Mr. Ivanchu, I'm trying to be understanding and figure out how to proceed, but first you say you're ready and then you're not ready. And if the parties talked last week and it was clear what the issues are, and you knew that you had what you had to produce.
It's only been a couple of days. The last Zoom
You
call
didn't appear on 6/2?
On 6/2. Was it 6/2? I thought it was.
Yes, it was.
I thought it was the 7th. Sorry. All right. It's been a week. I just got out of jail yesterday afternoon. So tell me how I'm able to get the paperwork when I wasn't released from incarceration until yesterday afternoon at 5:30.
When were you incarcerated?
The last Zoom call, because apparently I had some other legal issues going on and I was incarcerated for 15 days. So I would like to know how I am supposed to do this and get the stuff needed when I was physically unable. I was in a dark hole for 15 days, treated like a dog. And now I have to do this song and dance with Steven Zhang and his client over a Jacques Bazai's kangaroo court.
Your Honor, if he's got proof of payment, he's got proof of payment. He can show it through his camera. We can see it right now. Delaying this another week.
I have no access to my bank. I don't do the online banking. I have to go in person to get that.
Mr. Ivanchu, the issue for the court is that you were served on June the 1st. You appeared on June the 2nd, and now here we are a week later. I heard you say that you were incarcerated, but you
I was
participated
incarcerated
a week
May
ago.
27th. May 27th, I was incarcerated. I didn't get out till yesterday afternoon. Tell me how I am supposed to do that when I am in a hole in the ground for 23 hours a day.
Your Honor,
How did you participate?
Macomb,
Through Polycom at the Monroe County Jail.
Your Honor, the court or the jail system arranged for him to appear. He was served.
Thank you.
And he was arranged, and they arranged for him to appear by Zoom.
And see, Steven Zhang knew that. And how am I supposed to get my proof when I'm in the jail?
Mr. Ivanchu, will 1 week give you sufficient time to get the proofs you need?
Yes, it will. 1 week, I'll have all
Marianne,
of it.
what's on the docket next Wednesday morning?
Give me 1 second, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Zhang, over your objection, I'm sure if there is availability next Wednesday morning, we will call the matter and either Mr. Ivanchu will have the proofs or he won't.
All right, I'll just say I have a meeting at 12 o'clock. So as long as you think we can be done before 12, Wednesday would work for us. And I do have an objection. So, but I know you're.
Go ahead, place your objection on the record while she's checking the calendar.
So as Judge, I'm going to object to adjourning this again. Client's been, Mr. Ivanchu has been well aware of what's going to happen today. He's had an opportunity. He said he's has access to his banking online. He could have done this yesterday. He could have done this morning.
I was in fucking jail, you stupid bitch!
So you can see what we're dealing with. So, I mean, I understand if the court wants to give him another week. But
I'm getting fucked because I was incarcerated because that white boy right there has a problem with goddamn Native Americans. That's exactly what it is.
Mr. Ivanchu, if you heard me say, my secretary's checking to see what we have available next Wednesday morning over Mr. Zhang's objections. So you already had indication from the court. No, you already had indication from the court that this matter was going to be adjourned. I think that I have been very understanding, and I'm trying to get you to be able to present your case. And you thank the court by cursing, by yelling, and by interrupting another party. And I'm just trying to understand from you, how is that helpful? I'm saying to you, Mary Ann, check the calendar. We'll come back in a week. Is a week enough time for you to get your documents? And then you curse. This matter is being recorded. We're going live on YouTube, and you're cursing. All I asked him was for him to place the objection on the record so that his client would know and could see that he was objecting to continuing this matter. And I just don't understand you using profanity in court. I don't understand how that's helpful.
I'm sorry. I've already had to repeat myself on the fact of me being incarcerated since the very beginning of this thing. I'm sorry. I'm losing my cool, Your Honor. You know, I spent 15 days without medicine that I needed for a severe mental condition. I'm just getting back on it.
Mr. Ivanchu, do me one favor, please.
Yes. What is it?
If you can maintain yourself long enough for Mr. Zhang to finish his objection, we will be back next week.
Okay.
And I think I've completed my objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
Over the plaintiff's objections, this matter will be adjourned 1 week, which puts us on June the 16th. Mary Ann, I'll say 10 o'clock because we should be able to get through the other defaults by that point. Are we open, or do we have landlord tenant next Wednesday?
You're open.
Oh, so I can do them at 9 o'clock?
Yes.
Great.
How do we not have any? In any event, 9 o'clock next Wednesday, Wednesday being the 16th. We're adjourning this matter to June the 16th, 2021 at 9 a.m.
Just to be clear, Judge.
The issue is rent. I'm sorry.
This is the only notice that we're going to receive. I don't have any obligation to send any notice to the defendant in this case, correct?
If there's a notice that's going out, the notice will be sent out by the civil department who's on the Zoom right now.
Thank you.
And Mr. Ivanchu, you can either make the copies and submit them to the court, the copies of the proofs of payment. You can send that electronically. You can bring it to the court. It doesn't matter, or we can do screen share next week.
I will bring it in person.
Your Honor,
I appreciate that.
Can you make an order that he emails me copies of what he submits to the court so I can look at it as well? He's got my email address.
Yeah, and he also has all the copies too.
I'm sorry?
Stephen Zhang already has financial statements that I sent to him willingly last year, proving of some things because he called me and brought up rent once. Now,
Mr. Ivanchu, anything that you submit to the court, you have to submit to Mr. Zhang anyway. So if you would do that, the court would be ever so grateful. Anything else this morning, gentlemen?
No, Your Honor. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, we're all set. We'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll be there.
Thank you. This is 210787 LT Mohammed Musa versus Jose Arcos Nava.
Good morning, Your Honor. John Brent on behalf of Mohammed Musa, plaintiff.
Good morning.
Good
Your Honor.
morning.
Edward Drukas on behalf of the defendants.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I appreciate your patience this morning. Is there a resolution?
Your Honor, at this point, I don't believe there is a resolution. We had gone to the last hearing and it was with Zena over at the Dispute Resolution Center. We were then provided that we would mediate this case on Monday. And I'm not sure what happened, but never got a link or ever got anything for proceeding on Monday. It just was going to be left open to do it in the afternoon. I think it would be valuable for this case to be sent over there and seeing what, where we can meet on issues. There are a variety of issues in this case. And it's not about possession at this point. So looking to try and see what the court has for us.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dorcas, am I understanding your request is to go to my resolve?
That's correct.
And is that your understanding as well, Mr. Brent?
Yeah, that's my understanding. I think we haven't, as Mr. Drukas had indicated, we do have a number of issues that are unresolved. And I think that they, that we would be aided by mediation. I think that would be the best course.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for that. I'll make a note in the file. It'll go downstairs to Sandy. I don't know what she does to get you back over to my resolve, but she'll facilitate that. Sorry that you had to sit through the other stuff. If I'd known you just wanted to go back to mediation, I would have taken care of it.
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
No problem, Your Honor. Actually, sitting here and listening to you, I respect you even more for sitting through the last hour of what actually took. Thank you for allowing me to sit here the whole time.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll send the file back downstairs. Sandy will take care of getting you where you need to be.
All right.
Anything else this morning?
What would be our return date?
I don't know how she's on right now. Sandy?
Yeah, what I can do is I can get their emails and then I can send those email addresses over to Zaina. And once she has those, she'll facilitate that. And then she'll get back with me and we can get you a date after she gives me her date. If that's okay with you guys.
Sandy, do you want my email address or do you have it?
I believe I have it, but if you could give it to me again, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, it's jbrent, BRENT law @gmail.com.
Okay, and Mr. Durkis?
It's edrukas@gmail. I just posted it on the chat.
Okay, great. All right, I got it.
Thank
so
you
guys
so
are
much.
all set.
Thank you.
Have a good day,
Thank you,
everyone.
Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Sandy.